Hello, and we're going to get started here with some basic color mixing, and we're just going to demystify the color mixing process for you. This is not going to be your art school hard to follow mixing guide. This is going to be just to get you started using the colors that I described, the three primaries. So we have the blue, the red, the yellow. I have a white and I have a black on the palette here, and I'm just using a paper plate because it's super easy. I am going to be mixing on a canvas today. You can mix on paper, you can mix on whatever you want to get started, but I'll be using this canvas later in my Dip, Dab, and Swoosh series, so I can have some of that great color I'll be mixing on here as a background to really get me started. So I suggest if you're taking that course, you do that as well. So use your canvas, otherwise just go ahead and use a piece of paper. So let's get started. So I've just got a plain old brush here because, like I said, we're just going to be mixing some basic colors from the color wheel first. And I only chose these colors for you just so you could, if you had a limited budget, just to get started to paint, to mixing your own colors. If you have a lot of money, to put towards a lot of different paints and things, or, just a little bit of a budget there, go ahead and buy your favorite colors. Like if you like aqua, or if you like bright yellow, like some of my favorite colors like this pretty green. I have this really pretty sort of aqua color here that I really enjoy. And I love this butter yellow. I think this butter yellow is a really pretty soft yellow. Of course, you can achieve that by just mixing white and yellow, but sometimes it's just fun to have the other things out of the tube that are your favorites. So go ahead when you're online, you can, I've put in links to these colors, or you can actually just go ahead and purchase them on Amazon, Dick Blick, wherever you need to get your local art store. I always like to support the local art store, but during COVID, it has been a little more difficult to do that. So let's get started here with just really keeping it basic. So I just dipped my brush in the water here. No big deal, but I just kind of wanted to show you what I'm going to do now. Is you've got your primaries, like I said. So to make green, we're going to start with the blue and we're going to start with the yellow. So we're going to take a little blue, slap it on, we're going to take a little yellow. I did pretty much equal parts there, and as you can see, that's already creating green on my canvas. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to mix right on the canvas here. Of course, when you're painting, you can do it on your palette, you can do it on your canvas, you can do it anywhere. Now you can see that's really kind of a pretty blue-green. Now if I want it to be more of a lighter green, or more, you just add more yellow. And it turns into a brighter, springier looking green. So you can see that's super easy, there's nothing to this. And if you really wanted to lighten it up, just go over to your palette, take a little white, I'll mix it right in the center there. See, you get kind of a really pale, pretty green there, and a little. You just mix all the different tones, right? How easy is that? And that's just mixing these two colors, right? How easy was that? Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean my brush. Like I said, I'm going to be using this canvas as a background. So you don't have to waste any of that yummy paint you just mixed. Just go ahead, make some marks, make some swirls, do whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead. Sometimes I clean my brush and sometimes I don't. What I want to do now is just show you more of a pure color here. So all I do is dab that off in a paper toweling or whatever. Whatever you have, right? That'll work. Paper toweling, an actual towel, I use those too. And let's do a little red to yellow mix, right? Look at that. Now, this is going to give me orange. How cool is that, huh? The more red you put in, you get like a darker orange, right? The more yellow you put in, you get that yellower orange. And if you really want to see those colors, again, just put a little white in there and see where you're going. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. It's got a really pale, pretty orange. There we have it. Look at that. Fun. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take some of that, make some swirlies, bring some orange in over here, see what we get, see how that paint's still a little wet. So then you start creating some different deeper colors there and deeper color values. And I'm just showing this to you. You may know how to color mix, or it's your very first time. So this is more for first timers, and just to kind of demystify this. This is not rocket science. It is not hard to do. It's very fun. What I want to do is create, just get you creating and get into the process, and not really the technical, because this doesn't have to be technical. Just buy the paints you like, the colors you like, and get going. Okay, so now we're going to take some red and some blue, draw those lines. All right, what are we getting in here? Let's see. Well, this will turn into purple. Okay, so that's a pretty deep looking purple. So let's add a little more red. Let's make that a little warmer. Oh, there we go. We can see some purple coming in there in that way. So the more red, you get more of a warm tone. It's kind of a lighter, you know, reddier purple. And the more blue you add into that, you're going to get more of a dark, cooler, bluier purple. You don't have to worry about the phraseology I'm using, cool or warm. You know, it's just the colors you like. Let's just start there. I'm going to put a little white in that so you can see what we've got going here. Get some more of these colors. Okay, and you can see how easy it is and how I've already, look at this, this is just a 12 by 12 stretched canvas, and I've already started, you know, pretty much really covering this canvas. Add a little yellow in there just for fun. Ooh, and that makes kind of a brownie color. Look at that. That looks really harvesty. And autumn, excuse me. Like, just like the time of year it is right now here. So that's kind of fun too. Look at that. And you can see I'm not being too terribly worried. This is getting some really deep tones down in here. And you may say, ooh, the colors are getting muddy. But what these are some really natural tones. And as you can see, as you pull some of the blues and some of the reds around into the greens, then you just start making automatically some of these browner tones and some of these more earth-like tones. Some of you may absolutely adore these tones and some of you may not. So really you're mixing and using the colors you like. If you want to stick with the jewel tones, such as like the ruby reds and all that, let me get this brush a little cleaner here. As that water, as you can see, will, as we use it, start tainting some of the colors. Now, I never worry about that too much because I always like the different colors, but here's your real true red, right? That's super pretty. And if you want to real, you know, slap on some blue next to it, right? So as you can see, you start to see the different color groups and different families that you're going to get. So I absolutely love that. Now, if we go to, let's see here. So those are your primaries. That's basically, you can mix any color in between. And of course, you can add black to any of these colors to make a gray, right? A little warmer gray, which is, when you use warm colors, now when I refer to warm colors, it's the oranges and the reds and the yellows, and the cool colors are the blues and the greens. That's just your basic terminology. So you can see I am making kind of a little mud pie here, which is really fine with me. I kind of like that. Because what I'm going to do is, like everything, we paint over. This is just to get some color on the canvas. Now I'm going to go in here, add some yellow. I love creating the texture in all the different colors. I'm just going to scoop up big gobs of the paint, kind of go around, create some fun things happening here. And you can see as I put the reds down on top of the warmer tones, how it really looks rather pretty, doesn't it? These are colors you probably never would put together yourself. Well, at least I can say they're colors I wouldn't normally paint with myself. So by starting your color mixing on your canvas and just playing and mixing things around, creating shapes and dots and swooshes and swirls, we're going to get some really fun color examples and fun background, right? So I'm just going ahead and using up this paint, and I just keep going. And of course, you know, if you are someone who has an art background, you know the color wheel can, you know, keep going on forever and ever, and you can get super technical with it. That's not what I'm about. I'm about just getting people on the canvas, getting you dirty, getting you into the paint, and getting you to start creating. It doesn't have to be a technical, scary thing, and it shouldn't be. Creating should come from the soul and just be really, really fun. So that's what I'm all about here, just getting some fun on the canvas and getting a nice background color. So we did that all with just 3 colors, and look at all the different colors and values and depth we have. It's just fun to sit and play, and that took me literally, what have we been working together now just for what, 10 minutes, and we've already covered the canvas. So you've taken that blank canvas and turned it into a painting. That's it. You've just created a really cool little painting here. You don't have to get worried about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do next? Well, you just kind of did it, right? There it is. All right. Very good. Well, I'm excited to work with you some more and get you to the next level. So please, if you haven't already, sign up for the Dip, Dab, and Swoosh, because this is where I'm going to teach you more techniques, just not about some basic color mixing, but really how to use your tools, your brushes, and everything else. So come on down, sign up, kimsales.com or lanternlightstudios.com. Pay me a visit. Let's get to know each other and have some fun. You all have a good day, and I will see you at the canvas.